Let's start with the first one, Freud's psychosexual theory. Freud proposed that personality development in childhood takes place during 5 psychosexual stages. During each stage, sexual energy or libido is expressed in different ways and through different parts of the body. The first stage is the oral stage. In this stage, the erogenous zone is the mouth. The child's focus is on oral pleasures such as sucking. The second stage is the anal stage. In this stage, the erogenous zone is the anus. The child finds satisfaction in eliminating and retaining feces. The third stage is the phallic stage. In this stage, the erogenous zone is the genitals. The fourth stage is the latency stage. In this stage, sexual urges remain repressed because of the acquisition of physical and academic skills. The fifth and the last stage is the genital stage. In this stage, sexual urges are once again awakened, and the erogenous zone in this stage is centered on the genitals. Let's say, for example, you are a secondary grade 10 teacher, and this stage, which is the genital stage, is a very crucial that requires optimum guidance from teacher. Therefore, as a teacher, you should have the initiative to make or plan an activity that will divert the attention of your students and focus on your lesson rather than on their sexual urges towards the opposite sex. You better keep them busy and preoccupied with studies. The second developmental theory is Freud's psychoanalytical theory. Freud proposed structure of personality consisting of 3 parts. These are id, ego, and superego. Id is a personality that has a psychic energy to constantly strive to satisfy basic drives to survive, reproduce, and aggress. This simply refers to the pleasure principle that will always tell you, I want it now. Ego, in the other hand, is a personality of a person that mediates the demands of the id, superego, and reality. This refers to the reality principle, wherein ego wanted to satisfy the id but wanted not to compromise superego. Lastly, superego. Superego represents internalized ideals and provides standards for judgments and for future aspirations. This simply refers to the conscience. The fourth one is Piaget's cognitive stages. Piaget believed that the 4 stages of cognitive development represented a child growing from basic thinking with very few schema to abstract thinking with a complex number of schema. The first stage is the sensory motor stage. In this stage, teachers should provide a rich and stimulating environment with appropriate objects to play with. The second is the pre-operational stage. In this stage, the teacher or parent must extend their patience and help and facilitate the children in their actions and guide them accordingly. The third one is the concrete operational stage. In this stage, the teacher or parent must present information in multiple ways, allows concepts to become more meaningful to them. The fourth and the last stage is the formal operational stage. In this stage, the teacher must create an activity that would enhance the students' critical thinking skills and make them engage in abstract problems so they can give their judgment later on. I think the best activity to conduct in this stage is by instructing them to make a case study or a critic paper. The fourth developmental theory is Erik Erikson's psychosocial development theory. The first stage is oral sensory. This stage is all about fulfilling needs. The important event is feeding and the important relationship is with the mother. The second is the muscular anal. The important event is toilet training and the important relationship is with the parents. The third stage is locomotor. The important event is independence and the important relationship is family. The fourth stage is latency. The important event is school and the important relationships are teachers, friends, and neighborhood. The fifth stage is the adolescence. The important event is development of peer relationships, and the important relationships are peers, groups, and social influences. The sixth stage is the young adulthood. The important event is parenting, and the important relationships are lovers, friends, and work connections. The seventh stage is the middle adulthood. The important event is parenting, and the important relationships are with children and the community. The eighth and the last stage is maturity. The important event is reflection on and acceptance of the individual's life. The fifth one is Kohlberg stages of development. In level 1, stage 1, children tend to obey the rules only to avoid punishment. In level 1, stage 2, a child's actions are based mainly on conservation for what other people can do for them. In level 2, stage 3, children evaluate morality based on the person's motive behind their behavior. In level 2, stage 4, one considers act morally wrong if it harms others or violates a rule or law. In level 3, stage 5, people begin to value the will of the majority as well as the well-being of the society. In level 3, stage 6, people become more concerned with what they personally feel is right, even if it conflicts with the law. The sixth developmental theory is Vygotsky's socio-cultural theory. The seventh and the last developmental theory is Bronfenbrenner's ecological theory. The model suggests the interactions between the individual and their environment, categorized into various systems, shape their development over time.